built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.
see someone down or you think someone's not down, even if you just say, hey, how you feeling today? How's your day going? I hope you're having a good day. Something like that, that could definitely bring joy to somebody who, wasn't expecting it. So I think that's a great thing. I think we can definitely bring joy to other people. But we are responsible for our own happiness.
Raider?
So piggybacking off of that and kind of, it's like a continuation of my answer earlier. So I think we can make other people happy, but we have to listen. We have to pay attention to what makes them happy. So we could define what happiness for ourselves. But I know if I get, I don't know, I can't think of it right now, but let's just say, let's say my Raiders win the game and I can't think of nothing else. Anyway, but regardless, whatever makes me happy at the moment, right? If the person that I'm around cares about my happiness, they will listen to what I'm saying gives me joy and then reciprocate. And that would make me happy, right? So it's just, I always like to use myself as given. So I use that as an example. It's probably a better example. So if someone that I care about has something going on, and instead of me saying, okay, well, I think if I bring them flowers, that would make them happy, okay? I bring them flowers, and I don't get the response I'm looking for. But if I had listened to them and realized that they have a sweet tooth, and bringing them candy would mean more to them, then that would mean more. So if I would just take my time and listen to what a person is, feeling good about, or what makes them happy, or would bring a little joy to them, I could actually do something to actually mean something to them. You know what I'm saying? And I'm using those things as small things. It could be bigger things, right? A lot of times I think guys, we feel like, if we, care about a woman or you're in a relationship, sometimes you feel like, hey, if I just, give them money to go on the shopping spree, that might, that definitely make them happy, right? But what essence they might be really looking for is your time, not the money. You know what I'm saying? But if you took the time to listen, and I think that's the key to happiness, understanding what a person cares about, and then you can act accordingly. So I think you can, but you can't make the mistake of assuming what makes you happy is going to make them happy. You have to listen to what they're into.
You know what? I really want to piggyback off that because that is important. Again, to reference my mother. My mother was a person who had a lot of nice things, but every single year I would buy my mom pajamas for Christmas. And she'd be like, hey, what color, I can't wait to see the color I'm getting. And that just made her day because she liked loungewear. And it went on for like 15, 20 years. Every year, PJs. And, so you're right, man. You have to pay attention to people because it goes back to the food choices thing. And because we always want to make things for somebody else. Or you know what? Like with you doing a Life Change podcast right now. You ain't saying, hey man, y'all need to stop eating that meat because it's poison. Y'all need to stop doing this. What you're saying is, this is what I'm doing. It may help you. Here goes some things that may put you in a better situation. And instead of telling people, you're just offering information. Either you hold on to it or you won't. Either way, I'm going to be RaiderKev. And I think that's why it's going to be an outstanding hit. Because you are not forcing yourself or anything onto anyone. Whether it be Janice, the most important person in your life, or just somebody who's just a random truck driver that you run into, or one of your random listeners. You are offering information that can be beneficial to them, and then you putting yourself in a position to help people. And That's what I think you're right. Listening is key.
Yeah.
And man, people don't listen enough. Man, that's a sad commentary.
Yeah, that is. And I think that's one of the biggest issues, man. You know, we have to really pay attention, man. If you stop, you know, a lot of times people, especially when I was young, a lot of people said that I was shy and I didn't talk a lot. And in essence, it kind of was that was the case. But really, to be honest with you, the gift I think God gave me was the gift of listening. The gift of keeping my mouth shut and listening. When it was time to speak, then I can speak with some intelligence. I can speak with some meaning, you know. So I think that's so important. That's a gift we all should try to cultivate, man, because it could be so beneficial, man. It's so many times I think we waste so much time trying to enforce our will when just simple things could make a huge difference in a situation. Just take the time and step back, just take a step back and just listen and find out what's actually needed. Because what you think is needed may be far more than what's actually needed.
Man, that's why people, you know, me and you've had this conversation 1,000,001 times. That's why I think the art of conversation is dying or even dead. Well, I ain't gonna say it's dead. It's on a respirator though, because people, you know, how many times, and y'all can respond to this if y'all like. How many times have you been having conversations with somebody, and in the middle of the conversation, the person responds, and they go, "Oh, I thought you meant this," and you like, it's only two of us in this conversation, and I speak clearly, and you thought I meant something that I did not say. So again, man, that listening thing is the key, man. Because if you want to add to somebody's happiness, if you want to try to make somebody happy, which we don't think you can, but if your goal is to uplift, listen. Because if you listen, you're going to make it way easier on everybody who's involved. Everybody involved, it would be easier to do it, but most of us don't listen. We just wait on our turn to speak. And like you said, if people just listen, you don't know how happy you can make somebody. I ain't gonna say who said it, but our mayor, she needs to learn how to listen, because she out here doing gangster stuff, and she's not helping the situation. She's shutting down conversations. And the former president and Joe Biden. I mean, that's the problem with the world today. I'm doing this for you. Did you talk to me? Did you ask me what I needed? That's why, you know, the easiest way for me to be turned off by a politician is when they walk up to a black person and they start talking about poverty. They start talking about criminal justice. Most of us aren't below the federal poverty line. And most of us don't go to jail. So how the hell are you talking to me about that? You need to go to where the other people are and talk about that. So I don't know, man. People, it's easy to make things happen when you are listening. Man, RaiderKev, that's the key to the night, man. Listening. I'm gonna go right back to you. What do you think stops people from being happy the most?
I think one of the biggest problems with people that are not happy, I think they let other people or society or the world define what's going to make them happy. So they would say, you know, quickly, oh, if I just had $1 million, I say $1 million because $1 million don't go nowhere anymore, right? If I had $10 million, right, I would be happy. No, it wouldn't, because I think money, that's why I don't really put a lot of value in money. I think, well, I do, because I know I would do with it. But I mean, as far as that as an instrument or a tool to your happiness, I don't give it a lot of credit, because I think money is only going to define or enhance who you you are. So if you have problems, if you are not a happy person, right, having money is probably going to drive you deeper into despair. It's probably going to pull you out of it. Because whatever you're doing that's causing you not to be happy, or whatever is, holding you back, that money, which you think is going to make you happy, is going to probably drive you further down. Because you're going to have more opportunities to make those mistakes. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I definitely don't feel like what the outside world has defined as the meaning of happiness, or the meaning of a good life is correct. So I think that's what causes people not to be happy, because they buy into that. They buy into that whole dialect of, hey man, if I just had X, Y, and Z, I would be happy. No, find out what's, to me, I think personally, I mean, this is my personal, choice, but I think, God, to me, is the key to everything for me. So if someone was asking me, well, how can I find happiness? My answer would be, hey, what is your relationship with whoever you think is your higher being, whoever that is, right? Because if you start there, if you understand how he can affect your life, then I think that you could define what makes you happy. And once you define what makes you happy, and certainly it could be that bag. I'm not discounting the bag, right? I'm just saying that's not the end all be all. And I think a lot of people define that as being the end all be all, right? So find out what makes you happy. And I think you should start with God. Go to him and help him, ask him to enhance, what makes me happy? How do I get joy? And once he answers that for you, and you start understanding this is what makes me happy, right? Then you could actually achieve that happiness, and it's more sustainable, and it's not a short-term thing, So that's my long way of saying that. That's my long answer.
Charlotte?
Oh, we like your long answers, RaiderKev. We love them.
Appreciate it.
Yeah. Just to piggyback a little bit off of what RaiderKev said, I think if you're not happy with yourself and you compare yourself with everybody around you, I think those are the things that steal your joy. So I love my friend Debbie so much. She's like, a little sister to me. But I know that she is at her saddest when she's on social media and she sees things that other people have, and if she doesn't have them, she feels like she's missing out, and that steals her joy. And that makes me sad, because she doesn't need to be looking at other people, and I'm always telling her that. I'm like, you have so much, and you are a gift to us, and you just need to be happy with that. Like, what God has for you is not meant for me or other people, and what God has for me is not meant for you. So just being happy, with yourself and the things that you are blessed with, instead of always looking at the things you don't have. If you start looking at all the things you do have, and that gratitude comes in, to me, gratitude equals joy. So I think we need to stop looking at what other people have and just be grateful for what we have and the things that we're able, to get. So every day we are able to eat, we have a warm house, we have clothes, we have, the necessities, and sadly other people don't have that. So as long as we're blessed with those things, that makes me happy. And I think that if we stop looking at other people and what they have, I think that would stop a lot of that joy stealing.
That's exactly what I was going to say. We need to stop looking elsewhere to see what we don't have and start looking at what we do have. Even, and I don't know which one of y'all said, it's attitude of gratitude. Some people in 2022 don't have running water. And I don't mean in what they would categorize a third world country. Right here in America. You got people in Flint, Michigan taking baths in water that look like coffee. or T. You got people in Chicago living out on the street, and you complaining, as Kev said, you complaining you ain't got money. Yeah, man, you know, money, like OC said, MC from DITC, we got to get paid so money connects. But I'd rather be broke and have a whole lot of respect. And respect is a thing of the past, it seems. It's adulation, attention, a pat on the back. You know, we would rather do that than to have something, you know, that's tangible, something that'll put us in a better place. Because helping people, whether you want to believe it or not, helping people sets your soul free. It really does. Helping somebody do anything. And 99 times out of 100, when you help someone, it didn't cost you anything but some time. And more than likely, you wasn't doing anything with that time. So, yeah, man, it's just, we spend far too much time looking at people's Mercedes, looking at people's clothes, looking at people's cute significant other, and saying, I wish I had. We don't even go, well, just imagine if we just said, I'm gonna help somebody out today. Just imagine as a culture, as American society, if we start saying, I'm going to help somebody out today. And then what? You know, first thing got people's mouths in this political realm and all these other realms that are here in the United States of America is, he doesn't deserve that. Like, you know, even though people may deem it nefarious and criminal, and you know, it might be a criminal act. When they had these young people doing these PPP loans and getting away with it, they're not supposed to do that. Well, they also have a problem. I mean, they also have a program that you could be forgiven for that loan. So now you mad because you didn't have the courage to steal the money. But that's not your business. You know, so, you know, they should be doing this. Nah, they should be doing exactly. Everybody has a path. Everybody has a path. And you cannot determine what's on my path. And people really should just focus on what makes them happy and how they can add to someone else's happiness. Because if you do that, it is a great chance that you'll be happier every day. I don't care if Charlotte drives the Mercedes truck. I don't care if RaiderKev got a 12-room house. Maybe, and then the sad thing is, a lot of the times, the stuff that we look at people, man, I wish I had one of those. You didn't even know that existed until they had it. So how do you need it now? You know, how do you need it now? Because it's just foolish. It is just foolish, you know. So I don't know, man. I don't get it. And maybe it's just not for us to get. Maybe it's just not for us to get. But we do want to add these things to your, you know, people who support our show. We want to add this to your mental. So hopefully you can put yourself in a better situation and find yourself a little happier. In the meantime, I'm going to go right back to you, Charlotte. Name a few things they can add to your happiness to show people examples of what you think happiness is. So hopefully you'll inspire somebody to do something.
Well, one of the reasons why I stay in teaching despite all the hardships is because it does give me joy. The kids give me energy even as they take my energy, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I live for those moments when we're having a discussion or I'm going over a lesson and their little light bulb goes off, or they'll say something profound and we can have like a whole 15-minute discussion on just something that they said. So those moments give me joy. When I see former students and they see me and they say, "Hey, Miss Wilson," and they get excited, that brings me joy because I don't know if I would have done that if I had seen some of my former teachers. Like, I'd be trying to duck and run in the other direction. So just the fact that they are happy to see me, and they speak to me, that brings me joy. I love to bake, and you mentioned cooking. Those are things that bring me joy. I love to give to others. So my baking, like once I find out your favorite dessert, when I see you, every few weeks or so, you're gonna have that dessert because that's the way that I show love, right? So I love to give to others, and that brings me joy. Being able to help people when I can, give a donation here or there, things like that. Those things always bring me joy. So 9 times out of 10, the things that bring me joy are when I'm giving to others, I have to say. So spending time with my daughter gives me joy, of course. I have 2 cats, so I'm the cat lady, and they bring me joy. They make me laugh every day just by doing silly things. But again, it's little things. It's not major. It's not expensive. It's just, if you laugh, I laugh. That brings me joy. So definitely, if you find your gift and it makes you happy, spend more time, as Brian has said, doing it, because we should have joy. And every single day we open our eyes, there should be something in our day that makes us happy.
Kev?
Yeah, that's kind of, we're on the same page when it comes to that. So, and I'll just use this as an example because it's kind of like self-promoting also. So, a win-win. The things that I do on podcasts and YouTube, things of that nature, right? My goal in every program that I do, except the sports is pretty much for me. It keeps me sane because I'm able to, get my thoughts out and, I'm talking to a camera, I'm getting my thoughts out. But everything else, the lifestyle change videos, the gun videos, those things actually, I am trying to help someone to enhance their life. And that's what gives me joy. Ultimately, if I could tell a joke, or I can say something that put a smile on someone's face, it puts so much joy in my heart. Because I think that's one of my callings, right? I think that I'm a peacemaker. I want to make you laugh, and I want to give you everything that's possible in me to make your life easier. That's truly what I'm about. And if I can do that, of course you're getting something out of it, right? But truly, it's sticking to my soul, And if you can ever define something that God has called me to do, I think that's what I have defined. God has called me to do, and that's trying to bring joy and peace to someone else, And so that's truly what makes me happy. You might think I'm just being self-serving or I am truly being honest. That is truly what I am about. So if anyone can hear anything that I say and can help them in their daily life or help them, just get over a bad moment or just put a smile on their face, right? Even if that's at the expense of me, because a lot of times, if you watch my videos, I don't edit. You're going to see my mistakes. And if you can laugh at me, you might not even be laughing with me, but if you can laugh at me, right, and it brings true joy to you, right, then that truly is helping me because it's making me happy. To me, it's answering my calling. So that's what brings me happy. That's what brings me happiness. Putting a smile on other people's face. That's just the bottom line.
Yeah, with me, it's on the same page as you. These podcasts, offering information that people are not aware of, uplifting our people to put us in a better situation. And a lot of people, oh man, I ain't trying to say the word no more. And neither am I. See, what we've got locked into is because people don't listen or do what we say do. They're not listening. They're not paying attention. They're not doing anything. They're just, you need to do what I said because I said was right. No, everything hits people at the right time. people it's not about sharing and then you respond to what I'm sharing with at that moment. Sometimes it hits you that moment. Other times it hits you in 6 months, 6 years, 6 days, 6 hours, 6 minutes. Anything. So I really like the podcast thing. I like movies. I like stories. Anything with a great story. And like I like TV shows like Billions, because contrary to popular belief, those kinds of shows are, on the surface, you're looking at an insanely rich man with $15-20 billion, and he's working his number. But a lot of that stuff is metaphoric. When you look at the way Bobby Axelrod is treated by older, richer people, and they're upset because he doesn't do it the way they want it to be done. And he in a 15-year period, he has amassed more wealth than them. He almost a metaphor for black people, because you created these rules. I know how to skate along these rules and still survive, and then bam. So I like TV, I like music, I like movies. I'm like RaiderKev. I like to make people laugh at me. Like me and my friends, we got this saying: if you grin, you win. So if you laughing at me and you laughing too loud, me and RaiderKev gonna talk about you. Me, RaiderKev, and Charlotte gonna make fun of you if you enjoying that last joke too much. So, okay, now let's see how you can take it. So it's all about, and you know what? I like what I did for Joe the other day. I like doing that. A lot of people go, "Hey man, why you care?" Because you're supposed to. Just because didn't nobody care for you, and nobody was there for you, that don't mean you shouldn't be there for people. So it's just a situation. It's just a cyclical situation to whereas we need to get into the situation of helping people at all costs, because otherwise, how did not helping each other get us? Where did that get us? Right where we are. We are in a bad situation, fiscally, emotionally, spiritually, and that's because I got mine, you ain't get yours, So that's why, me and Big Illinois, me and his gift, me and RaiderKev, me and Charlotte, me and my sister Phyllis, we communicate. Because sometimes, man, all you need is somebody to just hear you. Or if you can go, like the other day when me and Joe was talking, Joe had like 9 ideas. And he kept saying, money, money, money. I say, Joe, it ain't about the money. What do you want to do? And he came up with something he wanted to do. I was like, there you go. And I believe that's a social construct in this country, to whereas we don't, people who are underserved, because I ain't gonna call people poor, people who are underserved, we don't think about what makes us happy. And that was the reason I even picked this topic today, because we don't think about what makes us happy. We think about what we don't have. But I would challenge anybody who's listening, who's going to listen in the future, the best time you ever had in your life, you didn't spend a quarter or you didn't have a quarter. Most people can subscribe to that theory. So why is it that y'all know my motto. I want to be at the bank and look over at Oprah and say, with your broke ass. But, it's poor people around here, like old girl on Dave Chappelle. But even with that being said, man, I'm cool with a nice house, nice ride, my podcast blowing up, and that's it. Because if I can help, like if I had like people always, if I had millions, my millions of dollars will go into helping young people. Because contrary to popular belief, young people are not stupid. Young people are not mixed up. Young people know way more than you know. If you don't believe me, go walk up to somebody and ask one of these young people, what's an NTF? I mean NFT. Ask them what an NFT is. You might not know what it is, but they will. You don't know what it is. It's a good chance you don't know what it is, but they do. So, with that being said, Charlotte closing shots, Kev closing shots, and then I'll close the show out.
If you don't know what makes you happy, please, please, please make that your number one goal this year, is to find out what things or people or actions make you happy, and try to do it as often as you can, because life is short and we can't take things with us. But we definitely want to be remembered, right, as being a good person, a giving person, a happy person. So I just think it's so important for your soul to just do things that bring you joy every day, because that's what's going to help strengthen you and build you up and get you through the tough times, is your joy. So please, if you don't know yet what makes you happy, make it your business to find out and do it.
Raider?
Yeah, so, piggybacking on that, I want to bring it a step further. I want to challenge everyone, right? I want to challenge everyone to find out, if you want to find out about someone else's happiness, if you have a significant other, and you want to do something to make them happy, or if it's just yourself. But I want to challenge someone to truly find out something that can truly change someone's life, and not with money. I'm talking about, because like Brian has said, we have said, money doesn't necessarily have to bring you happiness, right? But try to find out what could make someone else or make yourself happy, okay? And I don't mean the short term. I mean something that's sustainable throughout the year, multiple years, right? If it's changing something in your diet, if it's like Brian does with his aunts every first Sunday, takes them to grocery shopping. It could be something like that. If something it may cost you a little time, right? But find out something that could make someone, or like I said, if you want to keep it to yourself, right? That could make you happy over time. Because I think that's something that's missing. And Brian, I really appreciate the effort you put into these conversations. Because man, we have to give you a credit, man. You come up with some good ones, right? And I think this is a very, very good one, because you made a great point. A lot of times we think about, what we need or what can get us through the day or whatever, but we never think about what's making us happy. And I think this is a very good topic, and it's something that we can really, we talk about New Year's resolutions, right? When I'm putting out a challenge. Let's find out happiness. What's going to make you happy, or what's going to make someone in your life happy? And I'll put out a challenge. Let's find something. You ain't got to broadcast it, just between you and that person, or between yourself, right? Something that next year, this time, we're going to say, last year I changed something, and it's really making me happy, and it's bringing joy to my life. So that's my challenge to everyone.
Man, that's an excellent challenge. With that being said, man, I just think happiness is something that everybody needs to find. Find something that makes you smile. Again, it doesn't have to be anything that you can sell, anything that you can produce, just as something for you. If you don't read books a lot, read your damn book. Figure out how to read one book a month. If you want to write a book, you don't have to publish it to write it, just write it. Find something that adds some pleasure to your days for the rest of your days. If you can't cook, learn how to cook. Because guess what? Cooking is a skill. It isn't something that is innate. Most of us don't stand in front of the stove and then boom, I'm Chef Boyardee HRap. You're not that. It's something that you have to keep trying and fail miserably a lot of times, and then you get it right. So find something that makes you happy and do it. Help somebody. If helping somebody makes you happy, help somebody. Try that. Try that first. Try helping somebody. You can help somebody with their groceries. Just walk up to somebody and help them with their groceries. If you see a single mother at Subway, leave $20 on the counter and say, "Hey, I'm paying for hers," and give her the change. You know, anything that you can do to help somebody is gonna help. Offer some advice, and don't offer it in a condescending way. You know, because that's something else that we need to learn how to do. Stop talking at people and talk to people. That's gonna add to their joy. Because if you're off, you don't need to. Don't know why everybody stop listening when you got that low vibrating tone to your voice. Everybody stop listening. And if you don't think so, just think back to the last time somebody was talking to you the way you talk to that person. So with that being said, find something that you can do. See if you can help somebody, and I guarantee you, your happiness will show up in abundance. I guarantee you, your happiness will show up in abundance. And as the bottom of the screen says, I will be on the Elevate podcast on BS3 Network in about 25 minutes. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you guys for the support. Please start adding people so we can continue to grow this situation and grow it 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 and grow it. And at some point, we're not going to have a few hundred people, a few dozen people. We have a few thousand people thinking the same way we think and not thinking like us. We have a few thousand people thinking. Just imagine, we talked about happiness tonight. Imagine having a few thousand people working towards adding to somebody else's happiness. Adding to someone else's happiness. And I want to bring up one more thing before we go. His gift said this, and it was powerful. Social media is the biggest lie. You have people thinking that life is perfect, but I can't believe, what the hell is that word? But flies on the wall. But flies on the wall. Whew, I need some glasses. But flies on the wall will person in perfect relationship. Next week they getting divorced. I would tell people to tune down on social media. Social media is taking away from your happiness, whether you want to believe it or not. Social media is taking away from your happiness. And one thing I pride myself in is being open and honest. Last July 2020, I woke up in the midst of a panic attack because all I saw on social media was COVID. And you know how you wake up and yawn, and you get stretching and you get caught in that yawn, and you can't get your breath. I had a low-level panic attack because I thought I couldn't breathe, and I thought COVID was about to get me. So, hey, do yourself a favor. Every time you like something on social media, make it a like of something positive. I started a campaign November 1st, posting something positive on my Facebook page every single day. I post the same positive message on my Twitter page every day. Please stop liking madness. Because when you like madness, you're going to get more madness. And you get more madness, it's going to be chaotic on your page. It's going to take your vibration down instead of uplifting it. So, with that being said, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, whether you in the chat room. Thank you very much, because that means you created a profile. That means you hit the like button. That means you hit the subscribe button. And that means you hit the notification button. And the people who listen in the background, thank you as well. I really appreciate you supporting what we're doing here. Next week, I have 2 more shows, Rapping with HRap, and I still ain't came up with the name of the rap show. I don't know. Rapping with HRap, no. But again, tonight I will be on BS3 Network on the Elevate podcast. Please tune in. It's going to be a very interesting show. Justin is dope. Love the show. And the only way we gon', people always say, man, we need our own media. We need our own opinion shared. Well, Monday through Thursday, as of now, we have that. Between BS3 and Built for This Network, we have it. You got the forecast with entertainment, me on Tuesdays, Queens 3 and Kings on Tuesday evenings, later Tuesday evenings. You have on Wednesdays. Ben got some on his network, BS3 Network, 24/7, 365. And then you got this, and then Justin, me, I'll be on that tonight. Please support Ben. Please support me. 10 a.m. Central Standard Time. Please support Tiger Park, Big Mo, and DMVJ Man Season. Please support us, because if you are tired of hearing the dudes on ESPN say what they say, if you're tired of hearing the people on Entertainment Tonight say what they say, if you're tired of reading the foolishness, support us, bring a friend, and we can basically take over this universe, and we don't have to deal with anybody else. With that being said, you know how I end every show by saluting Reggie O'Shea and saluting Craig Smith from Craig Facts by saying, dream those dreams and man up and woman up and live those dreams, because life with dreams flows in black and white. Yes indeed. And life without dreams flows in black and white, but life with dreams flows in Technicolor surround sound. And y'all already know what time it is. Y'all know what time it is. If I owe you something, I ain't got it. And if you need it, get it from God.
We lust for that cheese, we lose sleep, dreams of that cream. We killing our teams, they dying for this American dream. Them government schemes, they turning us to hustlers and fiends. We hustling trees, the politicians smuggling green. Chasing that cheese, got everybody stressed in the streets. Pardon me for speaking freely, let it breathe. Evangelists preach the congregations out of their seats. They writing them checks for tires, now as people can't eat. She stripping for change for school, now she giving them brain. She used to that loot, she earning, now she giving them strain. He new to this game, but hungry, so he cooking his cane. He getting that paper, but then they gave him two to the brain. There's rules to this game, but hustlers never hustle for fame. The spirit of greed is grimy, so we struggle to change. They put us in chains and take away our African names. But if we submissive and don't resist, then who do we blame? It's all a game, man. These Europeans thinking they claim that you a victim of their game plan. You thinking they ain't, you thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang? Killed our women and our children, all our leaders is slain. They gave us Obama, but that nigga was hoping for change. But Zimmerman is killing niggas and he free. Shit is crazy, babies having these babies and getting checked. But keep the child from they pop to rip his heart out his chest. Our rappers was leaders and now they in the booth and the dress. Spitting bullshit and making more but giving us less. They taking our sound and changing ours, dumbing it down. They taking our jobs and homes and they shutting us out. They taking our kids because it ain't a man in the house. They locking us down, but soon they gon' be wiping us out. They told our women they was too independent to need a man. Told our brother he was too insignificant to advance. It's all a game, man. These Europeans staking they claim that you a victim of their game plan. You thinking they ain't, you thinking they saints. Remember all them niggas they hang? Killed our women and our children, all our leaders is slain. It's all a game.
We are built for this network, for the strong, not the weak.